like a fine instrument, like a really delicate instrument, like a telescope. You know, you have to put those on a mountain. You can't just put it in the center of downtown. There's too much extraneous noise. There's light pollution, noise, actual, sound. These really delicate instruments that are meant to pick up signals that you generally can't, or are attuned to, some decibel level or some part of the visible spectrum that the other instruments, they can't register. When you have something like that, you got to put it far away. It has to be, on the peak of a mountain or out in the middle of the desert, and sometimes that's how it feels for me. I feel like I'm trying to, put these antennae out there to pick up these signals, and there's just too much noise. And maybe that's why. Maybe a function of this extreme sensitivity to whatever in my emotions makes them, by definition, very fluid. And so, yeah, I guess maybe it doesn't take much to tilt me from one end of the spectrum to the other. It's easy to get very discouraged and upset and almost maybe even depressed, and then to flip back to the other side, without having done much in the real world at all, or really with not a whole lot to point to as far as this is what made me go over to this end, and then this is how I fixed it to get back over here. There's not a lot of concrete things that I can define that by. It's mostly just all in my head and my emotions, and I guess I don't know. That's just how I operate. I don't know. I guess it's one of the benefits of being a really emotional person, if you can bring yourself to understand some of the nuances, some of the advantages, even where, in most cases, maybe not most, but at least in some cases, people might say, and I think a lot of people would agree, that this is sort of a disadvantage. Maybe they'll say, well, if you're too emotional, you can't think clearly, and you overinflate little things, or you conflate them into something they're not, or you're blinded to other things by rage. I mean, those are all true on one side of the coin, but I think on the other side is, like, if you can learn to harness them, or at least direct them to an area that, maybe not to an area, but just direct them in a way, kind of to aim them a little bit, in a fashion that makes them an asset, where they become helpful. They become a weapon, even. Maybe not a weapon, but a tool. Something you can use in your everyday life. Something that other people don't have. A skill that other people haven't practiced, or they don't know how to develop, or they might not even know it exists. I mean, a lot of what I've heard today regarding emotions is people think, I don't know, at least in LA, a lot of it is in the context of success, and it feels like they dissuade the emotions a little bit, and which I think it might be the right way to go about it for most people. If there isn't someone there that knows how to instruct you in how to use your emotions and how to, turn them into an asset, rather than, them being a liability and always getting in your way. But that seems like most of what I hear is something along those lines, and because they can get in the way. Yeah, you go to any acting class, they're going to tell you about emotions and whatnot, but it's just, I guess it just doesn't really get to the heart of what I'm talking about. I'm not really talking about emotions in the context of, producing some emotional scene or resonance, or, making a choice as an actor or whatever. That's not really what I'm getting at. If for no other reason than I don't really have a lot of other things to point to, I've come to the conclusion that the emotions are definitely a tool and a skill. Really like any other muscle, you just have to exercise it. Yeah, just something I've been thinking about. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye.